You're not just buying a car, you're part of the ever-growing family at St. Clair Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Make the 15-minute drive from Port Huron and lease the Silverado or Sierra for just $149 a month.
Mount Clemens, you're only 18 minutes away from a great deal on a Terrain or an Equinox for $139 a month.
Drive 15 minutes from Richmond and lease a Buick Encore starting at $98 a month.
Always get top dollar for your trade.
Come join our family because we care in St. Clair.
All right, welcome back to high school football presented by CTV. St. Clair Saints hosting the South Lake Cavaliers here at East China Stadium. Tom Brenner here with the play-by-play, and Coach White breaking everything down for us here today. Interesting first half, looking for some good action here in the second.
I think it was interesting. I think that the heat's going to take a toll. I was just looking at the rosters, and St. Clair has 20 more players on their roster than South Lake does, and South Lake only has 24 players, and there are going to be some tired people I'd be willing to bet.
Yep, talked about that in the pregame, and it looks like we actually got something right in our pregame hit, so that's always good. If you missed that pregame hit, want to make sure we mention that both teams 0-4 so far this season, so someone will come away with their first victory of the year. Something to play for the Saints and for the Cavaliers. Not a whole lot going for South Lake offensively except for a huge 83-yard run by Antoine Goins, the senior. He's only 5'7", but a quick guy. St. Clair, for the most part, got things going on the ground, but their defense carried them in the first half.
Yep, I think the defense was outstanding. I think there was one, I don't want to say it was a breakdown simply because after watching Goins, he's a talented fellow. And like you mentioned, he's obviously on the track team, or if he's not, he should be.
St. Clair kicked off to start this game. So with a 1-point lead, they'll receive to start the second half. Saints 7, South Lake 6. Referee blows the whistle. And the second half is officially underway. A little bit of a squib to start things off, and it's going to go out of bounds. Don't know if that was by design to do the squib, but they definitely did not want it to go out of bounds.
Now you can have them, there's a choice in high school. You can have them kick it over, or you can take the ball on the 35.
Looks like St. Clair's going to opt for that 35-yard line. Colin Augusta once again under center for the Saints, number 4. See the Saints offense huddling up to start the second half of action.
Let's see if St. Clair is willing to open it up a little bit here in the second half.
2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. Man in motion. And looks like we got a penalty on the Saints. Five-yard penalty will make it first down and 15 for St. Clair. Two men to the right, 2 men to the left. Man goes in motion once again. Back to pass is Augusta. He's going to look deep to the right. Davidson is the intended receiver. Made an adjustment, but that pass still just a little bit too far away for him to make that catch.
Well, I like the idea that they're going to pass. I think that's going to loosen up the inside. They're going to have to complete one for that to happen, but I think it's going to loosen up the inside.
Saints brought a man in motion, had 3 to the left, and Davidson was by himself in the top. Still had multiple defenders in the vicinity on Ben Davidson. Second down and 15 now for St. Clair. Augusta in the shotgun. Man in motion once again. Augusta's got the ball. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to the right, and he'll pick up the 5 yards that they lost on the penalty to start this drive.
They go in motion here, and hopefully they sway the linebackers, and then they run away from them. They got 5, and 5's a goodly amount if you could get that every 3 downs. But But now it brings up 3rd and 10.
Nice job with the replay there by the CTV crew down in the truck. Making us look good. Third down and 10. Another 3rd and long here for the Saints. Kind of making things a little bit tough.
Oh, no, right in the inside.
Gusta rolling to his left, and he's going to be brought down. Number 54 makes the sack there. That's Lamar Morgan. We were just talking about him when he was making his way out to the field in the second half. 6'4", 264-pounder.
He moves really well for somebody that's 264 pounds.
4th down and 20 for the Saints. Snap is good. Plenty of room to make the punt, and this one is going to be fielded here. It's Antoine Goins. Watch out here. Goins cutting his way back and forth, and he makes his way into Saints territory. Looks like we got a penalty on the play, though.
Very nice run back. It was a surprising catch on one hop.
Yeah, it was. Southlake was cheering on their sideline as if this one's on St. Clair. See what the officials have to say. Here's a look at Goins. You can see him in the open field, makes one man miss, makes another man miss, another man miss. And then the flag comes in. Looks like this penalty is on St. Clair. Looks like that penalty happened behind the play.
Yeah.
Looks like a personal foul of some sort. Looked like they walked off about 15 yards.
That's not how you want to start.
So between the return by Goins and the penalty, that moves the ball all the way down to the 25-yard line. Saints started the first half with a very strong defensive start. They're going to look for more of the same here in the second, especially after that sequence of events. Here's a handoff, run to the right side. Stays on his feet and picks up a pretty good gain.
Yeah, that was a nice game. You know, that's what we had talked about. It's the adjustments you make at halftime that determine how successful you're going to be for the game.
A gain of 9 on the play makes it 2nd down and 1. 10.5 to play here in the 3rd quarter at East China Stadium. Tom Brenner with Coach White. 4 receivers split out here. Looks like Goins is actually taking the snaps now, and he's going to keep it. He's trying to make his way to the left. Saints are all over it, though.
Nice play. Nice defensive play. That's not a bad idea on the part of Southlake either. If you have someone who can run like Goins can, just give him the ball.
Not a bad idea, but at the same time, it looked like the St. Clair kind of had it, kind of noticed him.
Yeah, that ball attracts attention.
No gain on the play there by Goins. Makes it 3rd down and 1 now. Saints leading 7-6 over the Southlake Cavaliers. 2 men in the backfield. Run to the left side. Looks like he might have picked up just enough for the 1st down.
Just enough. He spun at the end.
Referee signals for the 1st down. Not quite enough to make it 1st down and goal, but Cavaliers definitely marching down the field here. First and 10 from the St. Clair 14.
Your offensive scheme seems to work better when you have someone like Goins running the ball, too.
4 receivers split again, man in motion. Looks like they're going to hand the ball off to him. He's trying to make his way around the right side. Big block by the receiver there for Southlake. He makes his way down all the way to the 1-yard line. Jeremiah Vines with a speedy run to the right makes it 1st down and goal from the 1.
There's a lot of quickness on this Southlake team. If you can get the edge, then you turn on the afterburners, and the consequences for the Saints are not good.
St. Clair leading 7-6. First down and goal from the 1-yard line here for Southlake. Once again, Goins is back there taking the snap, and he's going to keep it, try to make his way up the middle. It was hit at first, but it looks like the second effort is going to make his way in. That's a touchdown.
As we had talked about, that's a huge offensive line for the Cavaliers.
Interesting adjustment to come out in the second half there for Southlake. A lot of snaps, direct snaps for Antoine Goins. There you can see Goins in the backfield. Saints had him initially, but the second effort got him in the end zone.
He's a tough football player. Very quick. He's got to be very difficult to see also behind that big line.
So the touchdown makes it 12-7 now. Southlake with their first lead of the game. Naturally, that will go for 2. It's going to be a run to the right side, trying to make his way all the way to the corner. He cut it up. And the Saints with a big stop. As this game progresses, that'll end up being a big moment.
It sure will. Now the Saints just need to score, and they're ahead. Score a touchdown, and they're ahead.
8:55 to play here at East China Stadium here in the third quarter. St. Clair now trailing by 5, 12-7.
Button 57.
St. Clair set to receive this one to look for a big play on special teams. Kind of a surprising kick last time we saw Southlake kick off. Made its way all the way through the end zone at the end of the first half. Penalty on the last one.
Yeah, there's a big difference between that and that line drive kick that we just saw.
Two men back to receive here for St. Clair. They'll kick this one deep, right to him. They fake the reverse on the return. Cut back, looks like Mon. We got a penalty on the play. Ethan Mon brings it all the way to the St. Clair 35-yard line. We'll check the penalty and see where we go from there.
Very difficult when you're blocking on kickoffs because the opposition is turning and moving, and it's very easy to get them in the back or hold on to them because they can get by you.
Penalty goes against the Saints. That'll move them back. So the offense will take the field. First down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Nice to see the St. Clair offense respond after that Southlake touchdown.
This would be a good time.
Once again, Augusta in the shotgun. Takes the snap, toss right again. It's Mon. They've been hammering this toss all game long, and he takes a big hit on the sideline. Tyler Waters on the tackle.
Yeah, they take that pitch to try to get him outside to use his speed, but that's a long way to run on a hot night, and he takes a beating when he gets over there.
Does pick up 4 on the play, makes it second down and 6. Definitely see how the Southlake conditioning holds up as they have to chase him to the sidelines throughout this football game. Another one to the left this time. Not much doing there. He does pick up a couple yards. Third down and 2 for St. Clair. We were looking at the roster at halftime. Southlake has 5 players over 250 pounds. This is where you're looking for those guys.
Absolutely are, yes.
There's a snap. He's going to keep it. Looks like he got it.
As I mentioned before, he's a very tough runner. He runs hard.
Big first down, brings a little life back to this crowd here at East China Stadium. Clock is on the move. Just under 8 minutes left in the third quarter. St. Clair trailing 5-5. South Lake 12, St. Clair 7. 2 men in the backfield, 1 receiver split. He's gonna keep it again. St. Clair must obviously see something there. Back-to-back carries by the quarterback, Colin Augusta. Picks up 3 yards on the play. As you can see, before and after every play, Augusta heads to the sideline, gets the play from his offensive coordinator, Coach Kevin Amon.
I don't know what the plan is, but there are 10 players within 5 yards of the ball.
The handoff blown up almost immediately there by, it looks like number 52. That's Jamichael Johnson. Brings up 3rd down and 8 for St. Clair.
Hey, wait. Check that. Hey, let's go. Stack 30-30. Strong, weak dog.
There you can see number 77, David Alexander, if you're just joining us. 6'3", 302 pounds. You can see him right in the middle of your screen there, number 77. Southlake got a huge jump on that one.
Wow, no flag.
Huge jump. That looked pretty borderline to making his way into the backfield before the snap. Always kind of makes you wonder how he got such a good jump. We got a 4th down. Saints offense still on the field. Here comes Augusta and Schwager back to the huddle. 4th down and 3.
The Saints have faked it once, faked the punt. There's no fake involved in this one. They're going for it.
4 receivers out wide. 1 man in the backfield with Augusta.
Nope, they're trying to pull him offside.
Yep. That's what we thought they were doing earlier.
Yep.
This time they do the same. Looks like we actually had a timeout on the play.
Timeout, yeah.
Timeout taken there by St. Clair. So they take a timeout, and they're going to send their punt team out there on 4th down and 3, 5:20 to play. There's the snap, punt on the way. It's a good one. Coverage is there, makes 1 man miss. 2nd man brings him down.
Yeah.
So the Cavaliers take over. They're going to take over just inside their own 30-yard line.
Finally, somebody caught a punt in the air.
There you go. Coach White asks for it, and he shall receive eventually.
Eventually, maybe next week.
5:09 to play here at East China Stadium. Tom Brenner along with Coach White. That would be a nice time for another one of those turnovers.
It sure would be.
Three-man split to the right here, bottom of your screen for the Cavaliers. He's looking to that right side. Now over the middle. He's looking to go deep. Overthrows him. Definitely looked like he could have hit him.
He certainly can throw that thing. That's a part of their offense we haven't seen before.
That incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 10. So a few different looks here in the second half from South Lake. Early on, got Antoine Goins behind center. Second and 10 from the 30. Bad snap once again. This happened a lot in the first half, and looks like he is going to be able to recover it. St. Clair looked like they came away from him, but I think he was down with recovery before he was able to sneak it away. Oh.
No, they're just changing personnel.
Okay. Looked like for a second there we had such a big personnel change when the offense heading out. Just under 4.5 to play here at East China Stadium. St. Clair down 5. Manamo, another bad snap once again, but he's able to pick this one up on a bounce and get his way to the right side. Makes one man miss, makes two men miss.
Got a flag.
And somewhere in there we got a flag. Let's see who this is on, but once again, that's number 5, Antoine Goins. He's gone. Take a look at how this one went down. Another high snap. They just haven't been able to get that perfect. Tough to see exactly where that penalty came in. Oh, it brings up 4th and 17. 4th down and 17 for the Cavaliers. 4:13 to go. This snap is good and plenty of room for this punt, but it's a short one. It will roll right toward midfield, 49-yard line. An outstanding field position to start here for the St. Clair Saints.
That's the place you want to start. Now let's see what we can do.
So just under 4 minutes to play. The St. Clair offense heads back onto the field. What are we looking for here on this series, Coach?
Well, I was right last time. I think we're going to have a couple of runs and then look to break Ben Davidson loose for a long pass.
Davidson at the top of your screen, split out as a receiver. 2 men in the backfield. Augusta directly under center. Looks like he's going to keep it once again. That's the 3rd time we've seen that in the second half. And this one he picks up a nice gain of 7 or 8.
He looked like he was one step. Somebody grabbed his ankle. He was one step away from breaking that for a long run.
Gain of 7 on the play brings up 2nd down and 3 to go. Augusta receives the call from the sidelines, brings it back to the huddle. Davidson now split out to the bottom of your screen, left side. He's the only receiver wide. They're looking for him here. Looks like he picks up just enough for the 1st down, a gain of 4 or 5 on the play. Just like you drew it up, Coach.
Well, I think that if you're St. Clair, what you want to do now is I think something has to break loose. And either you're going to have to throw some to loosen up the line, or you're going to have to break one or more than one to make the passes available. They do one or the other.
So 1st down for St. Clair. 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I'd also like to point out it's a lot easier to do that from up here than
there.
It is
yeah, exactly. Once again, Augusta on the keeper. Just under 10-yard gain. He's close to a 1st down.
The risk of repeating myself over and over, he's a very hard runner. Difficult to bring down, tough young man.
It is a gain of 9, 2nd down and 1. St. Clair up on the ball a little quicker this time. He's keeping it once again. And he's got another first down. So if you're South Lake, what are you doing to stop that? Obviously, St. Clair sees something where they're going to run that thing until they can stop it.
When you design a defense, they're designed to not cover the quarterback, and so every once in a while you'll get that. So they're going to have to assign somebody to be responsible. But they've run the same place to our right off tackle 3 times in a row successfully. Something's going on over there with either the linebacker or they have blocking angles now, because they get a tight end, double tight.
This time he's going to hand it off to Mon. He picks up a couple of yards on the play. Minute and a half left here in the third quarter at East China Stadium. St. Clair trailing by 5. Here's the snap. He's keeping it once again. He's got it to the left side. He picks up a good chunk of yards.
Doesn't seem to matter whether it's the right side or the left side.
No.
They're not. Some good line blocking for the Saints here too. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a hole there.
Looks like another first down on the play, and we have an injured player for the Cavaliers. Good response so far from the Saints on this drive.
Very nice. Seem to be controlled. There seems to be a flow to what they're doing. It's like if they can then adjust and stop Collin, then St. Clair has alternatives.
Injured player is Bryce Salmons. He's only a sophomore, 6'2", 161 pounds. Injuries are always tough, but as you mentioned, they have a fairly small roster, so injuries make it even harder when you don't have a whole lot of guys that rotate in and out.
It's a lot easier to get injured when you're just exhausted. And we're moving into the fourth quarter on a really hot night on a turf field.
Minute 10 to play here in the third quarter. Saints knocking on the door here.
There we go.
Collin's going to keep it again, and this time he's going to score.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. It's a fumble. Fumble recovered by. Now, what about crossing the goal line?
It sure looked to me like he crossed the goal line with the football.
Yeah.
And then the ball came loose. See how they rule this. Augusta pleading his case here to the officials. Coach Bishop out on the field trying to get an explanation of what's going on here. Southlake came out of there as if they were being awarded the football.
Yep, that's
and
what
they
happened.
are. So it looks like the ruling is right before the goal line, he fumbled the ball with a recovery from Southlake. You can see the officials. Let's see if we can get a good idea of what happened here. So you can see him. Huge hole.
Right there.
There's the ball.
Yep.
It does actually look like, from that angle, it looks like that ball did come out before he crossed the goal line.
Reached his hand in there. Yep. Wow.
The tough part is that it was so close, and when it's high school football, you don't have those pylon cams and things like that.
Yeah.
And the officials, if they have a restricted view, they got to do their best. That's an extremely tough. That's a tough call. And a tough break if you're St. Clair. So after all that, it's still 12-7 Southlake. Just under a minute to play here in the third quarter, and they come right out. We're We're being told by the guys in the truck that if Coach White donates 100 grand, we'll get our pylon cam. So stay tuned for that. So the Cavaliers come right out after that with a big play. It's first down and 10 from the 34. Clock is ticking towards 45 seconds left in the third quarter. It's a run to the right side, and my goodness, a huge hit there by number 44, Mike Morawski. Not too often you see a high school football player's helmet come off, but that's the kind of hit, kind of caught him off guard. And that's Antoine Goins, and he's a little shook after that hit.
He is. He gets away, boom. Ooh. I think he looked up and thought, oh, there's space, and then there wasn't.
This defense hasn't needed a whole lot of igniting, but that's hopefully something that can do it. You hate to see someone get shook, but you can see Goins there heading off there. Good work by our crew. He's not feeling so good right now. We are done after 3 quarters. It is 12-7 Southlake. We'll be back with fourth quarter action. We should have a good one here on CTV.
Metro Detroit, come on out to St. Clair Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram and see the difference. We make it fun, fast, affordable, and easy with deals like these.
During the summer clearance event, lease a Ram 4x4 for $89 a month.
Did you just say $89 a month?
Dodge Journey GT, only $109 a month.
Even a Jeep Renegade, just $99 a month.
With deals like that, why would you go anywhere else? I-94, exit 257.
Drive a little to save a lot at St. Clair, where we care.
St. Clair Chrysler Jeep and Dodge.
All right, welcome back to fourth quarter action here on CTV. Tom Brenner with Coach White, and we got a 5-point ball game heading into the fourth quarter here, Coach. Should be a good one.
It should be. Hopefully St. Clair can come back from that. Was a shocker. And the frustration begins to build.
Has to be a little extra frustrating when we were just talking about the rhythm of the offense. They had something going, and then to fumble it basically on the inch line. We'll see how they can respond. Third down and 11 now for the Cavaliers. Saints with a few substitutions here on a third down and long.
Well, now it's the fourth quarter. Let's see if the sheer numbers and the heat and humidity have an negative impact on Southlake.
Third down and long, 4 receivers wide for Southlake. And the shotgun, it's going to be a screen. They're able to hit the screen. He makes 1 man miss, makes 2 men miss, but he's not going to be able to pick up enough for a first down. That's a gain of 5 on the play. It'll bring up about 4th down and 5. 4th down and 4. See what Southlake decides to do here, but I got to imagine with a lead in a low-scoring game, they'll boot this one away.
I would think they would, yeah. Unless they're going to try to draw us offside first.
They do send the punt team out there. 4th and 4 from their own 40-yard line. This snap is good. Oh, man got in there, and he did make contact with the punter.
Nothing.
There's no flag on the play.
And it was right in front of him.
There's a flag down the field, but there's not a flag in the backfield where the punter was.
Wow.
Not so sure why there isn't a flag on the play, unless he's thinking that it was well after the ball was gone.
Not that he, you know, in high school, those rules are designed. They protect the quarterback, they protect the punter. Right. And now there's a.
Officials trying to sort out where they want to put this ball. There was a penalty against St. Clair on that play, but I don't think it was the
no,
incident with the punter.
They keep the ball.
Whatever that penalty was, it's going to bring him
because it's 15
all the
yards,
way back.
and that would have given them a first down.
St. Clair's going to start this drive on their own 13-yard line. That was about as wild of a sequence as we could have without there being a big return. So St. Clair's going to start this drive off with a run to the right, and it's Mon. He's hit kind of late on the sideline. No flag on the play. So more of the same from the Saints offense. Ethan Mon going to try to run the Saints back into this ball game. Ben Davidson checking back in for St. Clair. $11 minutes left here in this ball game. 2nd down and 1. He's going to keep it once again. And that's a first down for St. Clair.
And that's the flow we had talked about previously. If you can get a flow going, a rhythm going, and then things open up when they have to make adjustments because you're gaining yards.
Clock is running, just under 11 minutes to go here on CTV. 1st down and 10, St. Clair. 2 men in the backfield, 1 receiver wide. Gusta handoff to the right once again. Big block there. But it looks like it's going to end up in a penalty.
That could be a horse collar. Nope, face mask.
Face mask.
Yeah.
Face mask, it's against Southlake. I'm not sure what happened there in the trenches, but it looked like that was big number 77, as we've talked about. David Alexander, he ended up on the ground. You could hear it, kind of a big hit happen on the play. So that face mask moves the ball into Cavalier territory for the St. Clair Saints. 1st down and 10 on the 48-yard line. Once again, Davidson split down to the right. Hand off to the second back. It's Mon once again, and he picks up just under 1 yard on the play.
The physicality of their TNTs is something to watch. There's not a whole lot of holes in there.
No. It's almost kind of amazing with a roster of 24 that they do have 5 guys with that kind of size.
Yes, that's remarkable.
Saints down 5, 9:50 to go here. 4th quarter. Same formation for the Saints. Gusta's going to keep it. He's going to keep it, and he's got blockers. He stays on his feet. 20, 15, 10, 5. He's going to dive in. Touchdown, Saints. The referees make it official. It's been working all second half, and this time they finally bust one for a big one. That was some serious athleticism there by Gusta.
Absolutely was. And he had some blockers initially.
Here you can take a look. He actually ran into his own guy.
What an effort.
And good for him. Good for him after the sequence at the other end in that goal line. Extra point is no good. But the Saints do take the lead back. 13-12 over Southlake. We said it was going to be a good one. Looks like we've got ourselves a good one.
That's right.
Those plays like that make the difference.
Yeah,
if he would have went down after 6 yards, then we're talking about a whole different drive.
Absolutely right. Yep, and he could easily have. He was tripped up. Fought his way through that.
That gets the band up and going. Crowd likes what they see out of that last Saints offensive drive. They've got a 1-point lead with 9:38 to go. St. Clair going to line up for the kickoff here. Usual suspects back to receive here for the Cavaliers. Can't imagine they're kicking it number 5's way here.
I don't think so. No, that would not be the thing to do.
One of these teams going to go home with their first win of the season. Right now, the Saints with a 1-point lead. Jacob Manano set to kick this one off, and it's a little bit of a squib.
Yep.
Fielded cleanly here by the Cavaliers. And Ethan Mon in there, and a host of Saints close quickly to bring them down, and they'll start this drive in the 40-yard line.
And sometimes it's better to give them the ball on the 40 than it is to give them the opportunity to run it all the way back.
Absolutely, absolutely correct. So the Saints defense has had a pretty good ball game so far tonight. They're tasked with protecting a 1-point lead here in the fourth quarter. Thank you for watching high school football here on CTV. Southlake really hasn't had, we talked about rhythm with the Saints offense. They haven't necessarily had a great rhythm. They really, on the scoring drive, they just busted it.
They just, yes, yeah, there didn't seem to be a 3-and-3 and bang, but I think as long as you have number 5.
Man in motion is 10. He's going to take the handoff and sweep himself out to the right. Makes one man miss, bounces off another. Pretty good run there for about 5 yards. That's Jeremiah Vines on the carry. He's a 5'6" junior.
Oftentimes today, it looks like they're trapped and they spin and twist and pick up an extra 2 or 3 yards. Individual effort.
Second down and 5 from their own 45-yard line. Handoff once again. This is going to be Goins. And somehow, some way, he kind of got shoved towards what looks like a first down.
He even runs well going backwards. I thought when he came through the line, he got turned around and somebody had a hold of him, and he was making yards going backwards.
Looks like they might bring the sticks out for this one, but nope, they'll rule it a first down. I was going to say, from at least from up here where we're standing, it looks like a first down to me. Three receivers split to the left, one at the top of your screen.
Oh, there he is.
Back to pass. He's wide open. He's got some speed, too. See if he can make his way in, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Cavaliers. Huge response there.
Wow.
From Southlake. They take back the lead almost immediately. Here you can see got by his man, and the quarterback recognized it right away.
He's pretty quick, too. There's an awful lot of speed on this Southlake team.
So looks like a little bit of a breakdown there. Once that breakdown happened, he had some speed, so it was going to be tough to recover after it happened. Cavaliers take back the lead. It's 18-13 now, Southlake.
And the quarterback for Southlake is after all, a freshman.
They'll line up for two with just a 5-point lead. They'll try to make this a 7-point lead. Here's the snap. He's passing once again. Well defended there by the Saints, and we talked about it earlier. That's another one. That's another one where you're going to look at this final score. If the Saints can make it work here, a touchdown gives them the lead once again. So the Saints will receive this kickoff once again. I don't like to get into predictions too much, but I got to believe we're going to see a little bit more of Colin Augusta running the football.
I think that's very true.
.8:58 to go, 18-13, Southlake with the lead.
if they don't make an adjustment, Colin will just keep running. And if they do make an adjustment, it opens up somewhere else.
Still tons of time left in this ball game, 8:58 to go. We talked about earlier, Southlake, you mentioned they on film had some onside kicks. Can't imagine they'd be going for it now, but you never know. They'll kick it deep. This is going to be fielded cleanly. Had to go backwards. Once again, a little bit of a fake reverse.
Ooh.
That's number 7, Austin Schwager, on the return. Brings it out to the St. Clair 25-yard line. So if they're going to take a lead on this one, they're going to be looking at a 74-yard drive.
And when they do it, if they could use some time, that would be beneficial also.
St. Clair set here on offense. 2 men in the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. 1 man in the backfield, man in motion. It's a handoff. They're looking to run it to the left side, and he's able to pick up about 3 on the play. Looks like we have an injured Cavalier on the play, kind of hidden from our view.
There's another situation where you wonder about the exhaustion that sets in.
Right. Check our weather app here.
Good
See
deal.
what kind we're working. We started 85 degrees and we're still over 70 degrees. 71 degrees out right now. Has cooled off a little bit, but still for the first day of fall, 71 degrees. Can't complain.
Not at all. Not at all. You don't have to shovel this heat.
Injured Cavalier able to make his way off the field, and both teams will make their way back out. St. Clair has had what seems to be a pretty consistent game plan.
I think so, yes. I think that's the good news.
Gust under center once again. He's going to
There he
keep
goes.
it again.
This is the same touchdown.
He's able to
run.
break a few tackles once again. Good blocking there. Another big gain there by Augusta. If it's not broke, definitely keep going to it.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
You almost start to wonder if he's going to the sideline just for show. It's
That's
run.
right.
Just
I
run
know
the
what
ball.
I'm going to
Run
do.
the ball.
That's right.
Clock is ticking under 8.5 minutes to go here. St. Clair down by 5.
Going to try it to
Augusta's
the other
going to
side.
try it to the left side. This time they're a little bit more on top of it. Gain of about a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. 8 minutes to go. St. Clair trying to ride the legs of Colin Augusta here. Take back the lead. Down 5. Davidson split out right, bottom of your screen. Augusta takes the handoff.
Hole open temporarily.
Another gain of about 1. We'll have a 3rd down and 8. It's tough sledding. It's not easy to run the ball up the middle on this team.
Nope. There's some big people. Those the TNTs, the 3 of them. They're big and strong and heavy.
3rd and 6. There's the snap.
Well, it's been successful.
And once again, another 1st down for the St. Clair Saints on the legs of their quarterback, Colin Augusta.
And the Cavalier defenders are a little slow getting up, returning to the huddle.
More and more reason to keep running the football.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned wanting a little time to come off the clock. We've now approached almost 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Two men in the backfield, one man out wide. Here's the snap. He's going to keep it once again. This time he's wrapped up pretty quick, but still able to reach out for a gain of 1. Sometimes those 1-yard plays do matter. Still keep them on their toes. Second down and 9. 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. He's going to keep it once again. This time he's going to the right side. Makes 1 man miss, 2 men miss, and another good gain there by the quarterback, Colin Augusta. First down, St. Clair.
One of the options for Southlake is simply to take one of the linebackers and spy him, and wherever he goes, you go with him. But otherwise, he's just running all over them.
Yeah. Approaching 5.5 minutes to go. Clock ticking down. Winner of this one picks up their first W of the season. Here's another handoff. He's got a man in front of him. It's Mon. He makes a man miss. He cuts back, and that's a touchdown, St. Clair. The Saints take back the lead, make it 19-18. The ground attack getting it done. This time it's Mon who finds the end zone. You can see a huge hole initially.
Huge, yeah. Nice cutback.
Another great response there by the Saints offensively. They have a 1-point lead for now. It's 19-18, 5:22 to play here on CTV.
Saints going to go for 2.
Saints lining up for 2 here. He's keeping it once again. He's able to cut his way back. He's reaching for the goal line, and it's good. Somehow, some way, he found his way to get that ball across the goal line. And the Saints have a 3-point lead, make it 21-18. It's the Augusta and Mon show on that drive.
He's quite a weapon in there. And those are really tough inside the end yards.
You can see the band, the student section, they're fired up, like what they see out of that drive from the Saints. Reminder, you can also watch these games, first half, second half, on watchctv.org, as you see on the bottom of your screen there. Don't see a whole lot of field goals in high school football, but you never know. That 2-point conversion could pay off huge.
Absolutely.
St. Clair set to kick it off with 5:22 to go. And here we go. It's a squib to the right side. Egg went directly out of bounds. It's going to be a flag on the Saints. See what Southlake elects to do here. Looks like they might be electing to re-kick.
Give him a penalty and make him re-kick.
They've got the weapons in the return game. They have 18 points, but almost play the odds and hope for a touchdown or a big return here from your kickoff team. Not a windy night, but a little trouble getting the ball down here. There we go. Jacob Bonanno, the senior kicker, gets things ready to go here, and there goes the ball. Nice calm 71-degree night. That's right. That one little gust of wind here at East China Stadium knocked it down. There we go, clean kick this time. He puts it on the ground. He hasn't picked it up yet. There's the return man. That's going to be Goins. He tries to make his way to the right. And he's met by a host of Saints. Looks like a flag flew in there late. Clock's still rolling. .5:01 to go. Looks like a personal foul against the Saints. That's a costly penalty.
Absolutely, and it's Goins again, and we already know that he is just whip it quick. And once he gets around the end, and it's the fourth quarter, and people are tired.
So a back and forth contest here in the second half. Saints defense tasked with protecting a 3-point lead. It's 21-18 St. Clair. Southlake starting on the Saints' 49-yard line. Man in motion.
Wow.
Will take the handoff, a high snap, and still somehow he's able to find his way around. But good job by the Saints defense. That's going nowhere. Maybe even a loss in a few inches.
Also looks like Southlake plays with fire for this shotgun offense. That it's happened to them several times tonight that the ball's been too high and gotten away.
Hard part on those plays too, with those high snaps, it's tough to get the ball back down for the man in motion. It's kind of amazing they've been able to make that transition so many times, actually. 3 men split to the left here for the Cavaliers. 1 to the right. Looking to pass to the right side, and it's a little bit high. Not a whole lot of passing tonight from the freshman, Jaheim Frazier, 5'8", 160-pounder. That brings up 3rd down and 10.
Now here is a big play. 3rd and 10 with a 3-point lead. 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes to go in the game.
Interesting to see what the Cavaliers draw up here. Likely be going for it on a 4th down if they don't get the first down here, so they don't have to get all 10 yards right away. 3rd and 10 from the 49. High snap once again. He has trouble with it. He just throws it up, and it's picked off. Flag flies in late, but that's an interception there from number 44, Mike Morawski. He had the huge hit earlier and an interception here.
There's
see if it holds up.
Freshman mistake. Freshman mistake.
That is, yes, and it will stand. 1st down for the St. Clair Saints. Just got done talking about the talented freshman under center, but he got in trouble early and just kind of threw it up. Threw it to the wrong part of the field to be kind of throwing it up.
Yeah, you can't really throw it to the middle. You're going to throw it out of bounds, throw it out of bounds. Now, if I'm Southlake, I have some concern. How do I stop Colin Augusta?
.403 to go here on CTV. St. Clair gets the ball back. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 43. St. Clair up 21-18. Augusta once again keeps it. This time they are able to drag him down from behind. Pretty good play there by number 52, Jamichael Johnson. Moves pretty good for a 215-pound guy. Somehow he made that play from the backside. So we got a timeout here by the Cavaliers. now's the time where you hope your offense can kind of reward your defense. Keep them off the field for a little bit. You know, it's not just slide out points right now. Take some time off the clock and let those guys get a breather.
Plus, you're on the South Lake side of the field, so take your time, let the clock run, and don't forget your major weapon in the second half.
All right, second down and 9, 3:54 to go. Man in motion for the Saints. He'll take the handoff, but the referees are going to blow this one dead before it can get going. It's a false start on the Saints.
Some of the things you don't need.
That would be one of them, absolutely. Second down and 14 after the penalty. Moves the ball to the 48-yard line of the Cavaliers. Senior Colin Augusta bringing the play into the huddle for the Saints. They'll get lined up with Davidson to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Man in motion, but Augusta's going to keep it himself once again. Picks up about 3 yards on the play, 2-3 yards. Third down and long for the Saints, and another timeout here from South Lake.
It's like the adjustment St. Clair's made in the second half is A, that Collins running the ball, and B, they're using the motion man as an extra blocker.
So it looks like South Lake is obviously playing the we want to get the ball back with some time game. Not the worst idea in the world with the third down and 13 upcoming. Saints with 2 timeouts left. South Lake with 1. Sometimes you just got to let the band take you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
There's no stopping that. Saints offense back in the field. Once again, Augusta with the keeper. This time they are all over it. And this is actually going to be a loss on the play. We'll have a 4th down and about 15. So St. Clair faced with a 4th down and long with just over 3.5 minutes to play. They do have a 3-point lead.
Timeout.
Yep, South Lake takes their final timeout. St. Clair will be left with 2.
Kind of surprised at that. I would have thought they would have kept that in their pocket just in case.
You would have thought they would have been able. They would have got the ball back with just over 3 minutes to go with 1 timeout. Wouldn't have been the worst thing. So St. Clair's going to send their punt unit out there.
And the man calling the signals happens to be Colin Augusta. You may want to assign someone to him.
There you go. A little bit of a low snap. He's able to get the punt away, though.
Oh, nice punt.
They're going to let it bounce, and Saints will snag that one at about the 12-yard line.
Well, now we'll see.
Tough to call from that one being live, but almost was another one of your special. Kind of wonder why you didn't take that one out. So a good punt. Back them up to their 12-yard line. In order for the Cavaliers to take the lead on a touchdown, it's going to take an 88-yard drive. If you're the Saints defense, you got to kind of be thinking about that as a huge positive at this point.
We got 88 yards and no timeouts.
Here comes the Cavalier offense. Once again in the shotgun, it's a handoff to the right side. He's got some speed. He finds his way to the edge, gets behind a blocker and cuts his way back.
That's a pretty
Another
good
great
pickup.
run. That's, once again, number 5, Antoine Goins.
It'll be interesting to see what his yardage is for tonight. I bet he sleeps well.
I bet you're right. So obviously a little bit of urgency here from the Cavaliers. Clock moving. Another high snap, but they handle it. It's Goins to the right side once again, and he finds some space. He's got some speed, but he's brought down by the jersey. Not sure who that was from St. Clair. Tough to tell from all the way over here who made that tackle, but it was a big one. It's a first down and 10 from midfield. 50-yard line is exactly where this ball is. Saints with a 3-point lead. Another handoff to the right. This time the Saints are able to bottle it up after about 3 yards. Moving under 3 minutes to go.
Uh-oh.
Looks like something going on the far sideline. The South Lake coach is fired up about something. No timeouts. Approaching 2.5 minutes to go. 2nd down and 7 here for South Lake. 2 men in the backfield. 3 receivers out wide. Another high snap. He's able to get it. Nice play. They're going deep here. They are looking deep. It's broken up on the play. No flags will fly either.
Yep.
3rd down and 7.
Ben Davidson with the breakup.
Just from the eyeball test, Ben Davidson looks like he's much taller than that receiver who's going there, so he had that going for
An
him.
advantage to be a basketball player too, I think.
Yes. Big play here for the Saints defense. If they can keep this in a 3rd and 7 or longer, set it up for a 4th and long. 2:22 to go. St. Clair 21, South Lake 18. Another handoff, it's number 5, Goins once again, and he's met immediately. He's met in the backfield, actually. Loss of 1 or 2 on the play. Clock is moving. Make it 4th down and 8 to go.
No timeouts. This is where that timeout would have been beneficial.
Absolutely. And they're not exactly moving with the most urgency in the world. As a matter of fact, the freshman quarterback, Jaheim Frazier, is kind of coming in on a little bit of a walk. Minute 45 to go. Clock is moving.
Still looking to the
Not sure
sideline.
why they're taking so much time.
Well, they missed a player. Wow.
It is a big one. They're almost going to take a delay of game here if they don't move.
Yeah.
4th down and 8, approaching a minute and a half to go. Here's the snap. It's high. He has trouble with it. He's going to have to make something happen on his own. He scrambles to the left, throws it up to the left. There's nobody there.
Over here.
The Saints defense comes up big, thanks in part to a bad snap, but they'll take it. They take over on downs with a minute 26 to go and a 3-point lead here at East China Stadium. There are some themes here in this game. Saints are running the ball. They're having a little trouble with the snap.
Yes. Yes.
And don't forget Antoine Goins.
Don't forget, it's Antoine against Colin.
We mentioned the timeouts being a factor earlier. Now the timeouts are just as big a factor if you're South Lake. With
Now
no
they're
timeouts.
huge. Yeah. You're just out of luck and you can't stop anything. St. Clair, you want to keep the ball between the sidelines and hold on tight.
Saints can hold on to this football. They're staring down their first win of the season. A couple of 0-4 teams, a minute 26 away from somebody picking up their first win. Saints are going to take a knee.
Okay.
Smart move.
Absolutely, and it's from a safety standpoint. When you tell the official you're going to take a knee, that precludes the defense from doing anything. So no one's going to get hurt. In the final, let me dig the ball out in the bottom of the pile.
Crowd beginning to realize that St. Clair heading toward that first win of the season. Under a minute to play here. Augusta watching the clock, probably listening to the referee here.
There you go.
Takes another knee.
Here's the critical, when do they blow the whistle?
Not always the prettiest game, but a pretty good football game at the end.
No, they don't have to. They don't have to run a play.
15 seconds to play. Five seconds to go. And there you have it. The Saints going to move to 1-4 on the season. That's their first win of the year. Saints crowd giving it up for them. Good way to give the parents a nice night here on Parents' Night, huh?
Absolutely. It's a great night for the parents to be here to witness the first win of the season. It was a valiant effort by an outmanned Southlake team. I thought they played hard and they didn't quit. And ultimately, on the legs of Colin Augusta, the Saints get their first win.
It's only one win, but you have to assume this is something the Saints can build with positively as they can move into practice this week.
Yep. After four losses, you begin to question, and so you need to have something positive to happen. And not that there aren't positive things happen during a game, but ultimately it's wins and losses.
Nice game from both teams. Have to give a lot of props to Southlake as well. We mentioned they only have 24 guys on their roster. They played hard all the way to the end there. It ends with the St. Clair Saints with their first win of the season. 21-18 is your final. For Coach White, I'm Tom Brunner. We thank you so much for watching here on CTV.
This CTV sports presentation has been brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick, GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. North Star Bank, guiding the way. By St. Clair Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, We Care. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair's Ace Hardware. And by CTV Community TV in Marine City and St. Clair.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Cowfield.